Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy, and today we're going to do an unboxing video. Today we're going to unbox a figure 2-pack from the Force Link line. This is Chirrut and Baze from Rogue One. So let's go over to the toy studio and cut these guys loose. Come on. Alright everyone, here we are today with a Force Link figure 2-pack. This is Chirrut Îmwe and Baze Malbus. And these characters both appeared in Rogue One. And we are going to unbox these guys today. But before we get that far, I just want to quickly spin the packaging around and let you guys take a look at it. And so normally when you get to the back of packaging, what you're going to see is figure descriptions or character descriptions. And because Hasbro is really trying to push the Force Link product, they've used the back of the packaging primarily for advertising purposes, and there you can see how the Force Link works and what the Force Link is. And we'll get into that in a second. I have one here. And one other quick thing I want to do really quick is, of course, these are Rogue One characters. I just want to do a quick comparison before we unbox these guys and show you. I have the only Chirrut figure I have currently right now, other than this one, is in the box, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick comparison so you can see what they look like before we unbox them. And you can see they're very similar. The color's a little bit different. If you look at the strap here on the Force Link one, it's a little bit yellower, but other than that, you know, I can look at detail a little bit closer than you guys probably can because I'm here with them, but I can assure you they're basically the same figure, except this guy here has a Force Link chip in him, and that's the main difference. But if you look at the outfit and the pose of the figure, you'll see they're pretty much identical. So I just wanted to let you guys check that out real quick. And before we go even further, I just want to quickly show you the Baze comparison. So here's a Baze in a Rogue One 2-pack. This is the only other Baze figure I have, and just so you guys can see the difference in them. And to be completely honest, there really isn't any. They're identical figures. The pose looks the same. This guy comes with different accessories than this guy, but you can see they're pretty much identical figures. And I just wanted to give you guys a quick comparison. So if you're deciding, do I want the Rogue One Baze or do I want the Force Link Baze, there really is no difference other than the chip installation on these figures. So let's unbox these guys. Let's get into this. And I am looking at this box. I'm trying to figure out how to get into it here. And it looks like we can just cut some tape here. And here. And we are in. Alright, guys. One thing I would say about these, oops, looks like we have to cut a little more tape here. One thing I would say about these two characters, very cool in the Rogue One movie, but I would have liked to have seen these characters developed a little more, maybe a little more backstory, especially with this character, because he was supposed to be a protector of the Jedi Temple, and I thought that was a pretty cool storyline. I would like to have seen them develop that a little more. But here's his staff, and as you can see, it does have a bit of a bow to it, and that's just, sometimes you're going to get that when you collect figures. Some of your accessories may need a little straightening, but you just give it a little push on one side or the other. But there you can see his staff, and it's just a wood looking staff with a metal tip and what appears to be a metal handle here. And I want to try to kind of go through these guys fairly quickly because there's two of them, and I don't want this video to end up being a half hour. So, and here is a blaster that I am going to assume goes with Chirrut here. And then if you remember, he had in the movie something that appeared very close to be like a bow. And I believe this is it right here. And what I'm already thinking is, I wonder if these two pieces go together. Yes, they do. Okay. Whoops. Putting a little too much pressure on there. Well, it was my thought that these two pieces stuck together, but I'm not. There we go. Okay, you kind of push it in there a little bit firm, but if you look here, this is the big bow type weapon Chirrut was using in Rogue One. You remember he actually shot a TIE fighter down with it from the ground, so very impressive, especially for a blind guy. Almost Daredevil-like abilities, very cool. And as you saw, it does assemble and disassemble. You just kind of pull the blaster part out, and as you can see here, there's a little tiny, if I can get the camera, there we go. There's a little tiny hole here where you just slide the barrel of the gun in, but you got to kind of give it a nice firm push to get it in there, but there you go. And let's get him out of here. Okay, so looking at Chirrut here. There we go, and you can see he's wearing some long robes, and as I said, I'd like to see, I had seen this character developed a little bit more, his backstory. I was kind of curious about the whole protector of the Jedi Temple aspect of this character. And as you can see, he's got long robes, and so you have this almost like cape-like part in the back here, and it's just flexible, and it does appear that you can almost remove it. So if you see, this cape part here is actually connected to the white straps that go around his chest and his waist here. And there's a little tiny, what appears to be electronic piece on here. And it looks like if you just go straight up, you can remove this piece. Let's see here. Alright, well, it appears you're going to have to fight it to get it off, and I'm almost feeling like I might rip it, so I don't want to tug on it too hard. But it looks as if you put a little effort into it, you could remove this piece. And then looking down here at his legs, wow. Okay, I've never seen a figure in robes done like this before. As you can see, if you look at the bottom of his feet, the robes are they're not centered, they're not symmetrical. You can see there's like more of it on one leg than the other, and I like that. It looks unique, it's original. So, and you have some flexible tassels here. And so quickly, let's run down his movements here. So you have head movement, side to side, and a little bit of up and down, if you look closely there. At his arms, you have a shoulder rotation, and see here, no waist movement. And then you have forward and not much, but a little bit of backwards movement with his legs. So due to his robes, it appears his movement is a little bit limited here. And you can see what's happening here is the robe cut out here for his legs. It's kind of hitting here. So you can't really move his legs back, but you got a lot of forward movement. And you really got to put a little pressure on his legs. There you go. You can get him in a seated position in case you want to put him in the U-wing. Okay. So let's see how he holds his weapons here. Very cool. So you can put his fighting staff in one arm. Let's see if he holds it in both hands here. Very cool. And it's in there fairly well. So sometimes you'll get some of these figures and the accessories don't really want to stay in their hands. And I always find that a bit of a disappointment, but okay, so as you can see with the bow weapon that he has, it's got two handles and one of them's kind of off to the side. And since you can disassemble this weapon, I guess you can rotate it, and you could do it like that. And to be completely honest with you, I'm not sure which is the correct way to do it, but let's do it like this right now, because I think that's the only way you're going to get him to two-hand hold this thing. Okay, so if you want him to hold the bow weapon with two hands, there you go. That's kind of what it looks like. And sometimes with these 3 3/4 inch figures with less articulation that are in Black Series, it might look a little awkward the way they hold the weapons, but the point gets across, I believe. Okay. So, let's see here. Will he stand on his own? All right. There we go. Very good. So, let's check out Baze. And as you can see, he comes with quite a bit of accessories here. And so if you remember in the movie, let's go ahead and pop him out of here. He had this giant blaster cannon with a backpack, or blaster rifle. And you can see he's wearing it now. And then with this version, the Force Link version, you get a souped up version. What looks like a more of a minigun version, if you're familiar with what a minigun is. Check out Predator 1, the very first Predator. This reminds me of the weapon Jesse Ventura's character was carrying in that movie, a handheld minigun. So as you can see, there's a big backpack here with what appears to be an exhaust pipe. And you can see how they have this shoulder harness here where it goes around his shoulders. So very large backpack. Then you have the ammo belt that feeds down to the large blaster gun with 6 barrels. Very nice. And I'm trying to see, does it rotate? Yes, it does. Very cool. There you go, guys. Let's see if there's a way to do it without the... Okay. It's a little stiff, but there you go. You can see it rotates. All right, and I'm wondering also, yep, okay. So if you want to know if something can be scanned by the Force Link scanner, and we'll do that here in a second, it will have this little emblem on it. And sometimes some of the larger accessories are scannable. And another example of this is if you have the Boba Fett and Han Solo Force Link 2-pack, Boba Fett's backpack is actually scannable. Okay, so we're taking off Baze's smaller weapon, and you can see it has a little cape attachment to it as well, and that is not removable as far as I can tell. And then also you can see it has what appears to be another exhaust pipe, and there's a little tiny hole in the top, and I'm not totally sure what that's for either, but we will see if we can figure it out here together. And so then you have the backpack part here, and you can see where it inserts into his back with this little peg. And then again you have the ammo belt that feeds down to the gun, and I believe this is the gun that he used in the movie. And this other big thing is not. This is what did not appear in the movie that I recall. And it almost looks like you can remove the ammo belt, but I did, and maybe I'm wrong about that. It does not. It looks like it might be removable, but I don't see how. Okay, guys. So there are his massive weapons, and here let's check out Baze real quickly here. And you can see it just looks like he's wearing a brown flight suit, or that's what it appears like to me. It's very similar to that. And then you have, of course, the shoulder and chest armor here. And there's a little bit of plate armor on his leg. And, of course, there's where you insert the backpacks. And we will check those out a little closer here. And real quick, let's run through his movement. So you do have head movement, side to side. Arm movement is a rotational movement only. No waist movement. And then you have leg movements at the hip. And that is all the movement you're going to get out of it. That's as far as I can get it to go. So he's in the reclined position. And then, whoa, very nice. So then his feet do go backwards, or his legs, excuse me. So, all right, guys. And, of course, we want to check out what's important. Will he stand? All right, very good. So, before we get that far, let's check out, I was going to jump into doing the force link here. Let's check out this other massive accessory he has. So there you can see how he looks with the backpack on. It's very large. And let's see, does this move? No, but you can see it's got a little flexibility to it. It's a softer plastic and the backpack's a little harder. So then you're going to want to swing the gun around, and it appears it's supposed to go into his left hand. And if you look closely here, you'll see there's a little rounded piece that will go around his arm, and then of course you have the handle right here. So a gun this large, you're going to need a little extra support. All right. And there he is holding it. It is huge. Very nice. Very cool. Okay. And let's take another look at him wearing his smaller one, bit smaller weapon. And again, here it is. And we'll just insert the backpack right on there. And I'll be honest with you, it's in there. It's in there pretty firmly, but I don't know, I've felt better backpack made-ups before. It's in there good and everything. It just feels like it's a little bit loose, but okay. There we go. So here is him, Baze, holding the little bit smaller gun, the screen-used weapon. Very nice. And you can see he has his iPod there. That's what it looks like. Okay. Very nice. All right, so as we were talking about earlier, these are Force Link figures, and there you can see the little logos on their feet. As I was saying, if it's a scannable figure or accessory, it will have that little... Come on, buddy, you just stood for me. Okay. There they are, together. So if it's a scannable item or figure, it will have that little logo on it. And what we have here, this is the Force Link scanner. And it is, if you don't know what it is, it's simply just a little chip scanner. So each of these figures or accessories has a little tiny chip embedded in it. And when you turn this thing on, you can scan the chips in the figures, and the scanner will say lines from the movie from that particular character. And then to cycle through them, what you do is you just tap it on the back, and each figure has a couple sayings, and as you tap it, it will cycle through the sayings, and it will also has combat sounds. So you'll hear blaster sounds or lightsaber sounds accordingly. And I understand, if you understand the way this thing works, you can see there's a strap on it, and what you want to do is strap it to your hand, and unfortunately my hand is a little too big for that, so we're just going to have to work around it here. So what you want to do is tap this thing, and it will turn on, and you'll see it light up. There you go. So let's scan some figures.
I'm Chirrut Îmwe. Follow Jin. Her path is clear.
Okay.
We're no friends of the Empire.
We're no friends of the Empire.
Follow Jin. Her path is clear.
Follow Jen. Her path is clear.
We're no friends of the Empire.
We're no friends of the Empire.
Follow Jin. Her path is clear. We're no friends of the Empire.
Okay, so I'm only getting two, but I heard him say his name earlier. I can't get that one to cycle back up.
Follow Jin. Her path is clear. We're no friends of the Empire.
There you can hear some of the blaster sounds.
Follow Jin. Her path is clear. We're no friends of the Empire. The Force is with me.
There we go. The Force is with me.
We're no friends of the Empire.
I got him to say his name a second ago. I'm trying to get that one to cycle back through here.
I'm
Chirrut Îmwe. There we go. I knew he said something.
I'm Chirrut Îmwe.
I'm Chirrut Îmwe. Very good. Okay. So there you heard his Force Link sayings there. 3 or 4 of them.
Old nonsense. Makes me crazy. Try not to get shot. Move away!
Nice. Love,
Try not to get shot.
like the blaster sounds on that one. Try not to get shot.
Follow me.
Follow me.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Follow me.
Follow me.
Don't get caught. Follow me.
Nice.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Follow me.
Follow me.
Don't get caught.
Okay. So there you go. And of course, let's try scanning this massive blaster backpack. So what do we get? I like the sounds for the other gun better. Come on. Okay, so you get the idea there. I'm going to put this thing off to the side there. Whoa, it's still going. Okay, guys, so let's accessorize these guys back up. And I'll be honest, my first impressions of this Force Link item were not good, but as I, over time, have spent a little more time working with it, I've found it a little bit easier to work with and use. I admit it at times can be very frustrating to work with the Force Link, especially if you're trying to use it to make videos and things like that. But, alright guys, just trying to say I think with a little time of working with the Force Link, it's a little more user-friendly. You just have to kind of get used to the way it works, like most any items. All right, guys. This video is long enough. So there they are, guys, from the Force Link series from the Rogue One movie. This is Chirrut Îmwe and Baze Malbus, again, from Rogue One. And thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. And if you're enjoying the channel and you're enjoying my content, please subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.